The bootstrap paradox, also called the causal loop or ontological paradox, challenges how we understand time and cause and effect. This paradox happens in time travel situations where an object or information is sent back in time and becomes the reason for its own existence. The main issue is that there's no clear starting point, creating a never-ending loop. Imagine a time traveler who brings a famous novel from the future and gives it to a young writer in the past. Inspired by the book, the writer goes on to publish it. Later, the same book reaches the future, where the time traveler picks it up and takes it back in time again. In this case, the book has no real origin. It seems to appear out of nowhere. This is the essence of the bootstrap paradox. The bootstrap paradox reveals an issue with causal loops, situations where cause and effect create a cycle. In our example, the book's existence is based on its own past, meaning it was never originally created. This paradox raises deep questions about time, cause and effect, and how reality works. Time travel theories suggest that moving backward in time can change past events. In a bootstrap scenario, something from the future influences the past, which then ensures the future happens as expected. This idea challenges our usual understanding of time, which moves in a straight line from past to present to future. Unlike the simple step-by-step flow of time in classical physics, the bootstrap paradox suggests a non-linear timeline where events can loop. This disrupts our basic idea that every effect must have a clear cause that comes before it. To understand the paradox better, consider this. A time traveler brings a blueprint for an advanced machine to the past and gives it to a scientist. The scientist uses the blueprint to build the machine, which is later used to send the blueprint back in time. The question remains, where did the blueprint originally come from? It exists without a starting point, trapped in an endless loop. This paradox doesn't just confuse our idea of time. It also raises questions about free will and determinism. If objects or information can exist in a loop, does that mean our choices are already set in stone? Are our actions predetermined? Because they are part of a time loop. If everything in a bootstrap loop must happen as it already has, do we really have control over our own decisions? The bootstrap paradox forces us to rethink how things exist in time. If an object or information can appear without ever being created, what does that say about reality itself? It challenges the idea that everything must have a clear beginning. It also suggests that time might not be as straightforward as we think. Instead of moving only in one direction, time could be cyclical or multidimensional, making time loops possible. The paradox even questions our understanding of knowledge. If an idea, like a book or blueprint, exists in a loop, where does the original idea come from? Does it truly belong to anyone? This brings up deep philosophical questions about the nature of existence and creativity. The bootstrap paradox is one of the strangest concepts in time travel theories. It challenges our ideas about time, causality, free will, and knowledge. By studying it, we realize that time might not work the way we assume. If time travel is ever possible, we may have to rethink our entire understanding of reality.